All right, all right. This is Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Brandon here, and I have a guy who I don't know, man. It seems like I've been waiting forever to talk to this guy. When you think about Numskull, you think about just the Looney's legacy and everything that comes with it, from the music to the videos to just iconic moments. It runs deeper than I Got Five on it for the people out there who is young but may not know the history of the culture of hip hop. So you can actually follow this guy on IG at nummy.num, and I have my guy. Man, it's been a minute. It's been so long since I wanted to talk to you. Numskull, what's good?
Oh man, chilling, man. How you doing?
Man, I am good. I'm good. And listen, like, before we even talk deep about everything else, you know, what you've been up to, music, all that stuff, man, let me just rewind. Let me give you some flowers, bro, because, I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying, a big part of the Looney's legacy is deeper than just being half of it. It's just, you know, from the flow to, you know what I'm saying, the way the 90s moved back in the day and how it was very successful in a sense when it came to the culture. Like, I mean, I met you in passing at the 94 Summer Jam. We just said, what's up? Gave each other a pound. That was it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know me until now, but at the same time, there's a lot of memories that comes with just the culture of hip hop and shit like that. So I got to make sure that your legacy is preserved and you are appreciated for what you have done in the music industry. So I just want to say thank you for all the music that you have put out and continue to put out, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, them some good years back then.
No doubt, no doubt. And let me ask this, because I know there's like a lot of Looney fans and a lot of people out there just kind of want to know what's up when it comes to just the Looney's brand and just how the Looney's are moving nowadays or whatnot. Can you just basically, in your own words, just kind of elaborate on what's up?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of bullshit with the Looney's, really, honestly, man. I don't do the social media thing, so, you know what I mean, nobody hear my side of it. I don't talk online and shit like that, you know what I mean? I leave that up to do. But when it comes to me, man, on the real, the shit that you hear about me, especially from you got to understand, man, that nigga is really talking about himself. You know what I mean? Talk about I'm fucking up on tour and all that shit, and that's why he don't want to do shows with me. Man, all that shit is bullshit. Yuck is not telling the truth about anything right now, and I hate that this is going on between us. But bottom line, man, I'm not a Hollywood nigga. I can't do that shit. I can't be Hollywood. I can't have yes men around and shit. That motherfucker smiling in my face who really don't love me. You know what I mean? And if that's what he wants, then fine, more power to you. But don't want me to be in it like you are. For you to be cool with me, nah, I don't do that, man. Even knowing that ever since we was young, I'm not one of them niggas, man. I'm not a Hollywood nigga. I don't want to be that. So, I mean, I can go into the story of what's going on right now, but it's like, for what, man? I talk to that man in his face. You know what I mean? I'm not. Everybody don't need to be in our business.
I want to thank you for that, because I mean, it wasn't really my point of reaching out to you and just being like, hey, I'm hearing a lot of stuff, but to your point, because, truth be told, and I'm not going to air out nothing or no grievances that I have with that guy, but I did business with that guy like years and years ago, and it is what it is, and I'm not going to elaborate on that any further other than if you have something that you want to say to somebody, to me, instead of going to social media, it would probably be best if you just talk to that person up front and just be like, hey, this is my problem. If you can reach out to him, right?
Yep, that's number one. I never put my shit out on social media. For what? If I got a problem with somebody, I'm going to go to that man. Just like I did with Yuck. You know what I mean? And that's why we funking right now, because I'm a real nigga and I came to him. You know what I mean? So, I understand it.
How would you want your fans to, because obviously your fan base is going to be squished in the middle because of all this, right? And obviously, you know, there's the obvious where you have a couple of sides to a different kind of story-like type of thing or whatever, but you know, Numskull fans, that's part of the Loonies, and you know what I'm saying, that it's something feels missing, and people got to feel like they got to go between whose side are you going to take. But I don't look at it as that way as a fan, because I feel like as a fan we need to preserve and respect the Looney brand as far as what it was, the legacy and all that shit. So what would you want to say to the Looney fans, though, the people who's kind of like undecided and they just trying to figure out what's what?
Look, if you love the Loonies, then you're going to love the Loonies forever, period. I mean, you're a Looney. I don't call people fans because that's short for fanatic, and that's not a word that I like to call people. So I call them my family. That's because you help me feed my family, bottom line. But if you stuck in between who to fuck with, you don't have to choose nothing. You fuck with Yuck, you fuck with Yuck. You fuck with me, you fuck with me. Both of us, you fuck with both of us. Me and him funking don't have nothing to do with what you like. You know what I mean? But what I do think that the fans should think about is, who the fuck is this new nigga that you got in my place? You know what I mean? I don't get that, bruh. I really don't get that. This nigga saying my raps and shit like that. Come on, bruh. Now that's the shit that'll fuck up a Looney legacy. You feel what I'm saying? It's
right.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, dog? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, if you don't want to fuck with me, fine. But you putting a nigga on stage to do my shit, bro, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. Now, I don't do this street shit no more. I'm letting everybody know. I've been out of that shit, man. I'm with my family. I'm about love right now, seriously, and my melanated folks. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that shit right there, I don't get it. I mean, I gotta go the legal route now. You know what I mean? I gotta get this shit nipped in the bud, because it's like, bruh, that's me up there. I did that. You know what I mean? Nobody can step in the place of none. But Yuck obviously thinks so. So I gotta handle this shit a different way, man. I gotta go to the legal part.
Well, the word on the streets, the music streets, whatever you want to call it. I guess and I did work with Cuzzo Fly before at one point in time or whatnot, and the word on the street was, you gave them the blessing to kind of move on with the Looney's legacy as far as that goes. There apparently there's no truth to that thing, right?
I got home from prison, man, and got back to this bag, bro. I went back to this Looney shit. Why the fuck would I let a nigga in my place to do me? What the fuck why would anybody even think that was true? You know, I put the nigga in the Loonies, me and Yuck. They both came to me and said he wanted to, Fly was like, man, I always wanted to be in the group, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, you can be the Loonies hype man. You know what the hype man does? I mean, the hype man, you behind us. You doing our thing. But Yuck did some faulty shit and made it what it is right now. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go into that, but he did some faulty shit and made it what it is right now.
Hype man like Tupac was to Digital Underground back in the day, right?
Exactly.
Got you. Numskull is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and I want to talk more about just your thoughts on music and stuff like that, but just put a cap on this situation right now. Like, one thing I respect about you, and that I wish other people in this industry would do less of, which is put all the business out there on social media, because I feel like social media could ruin relationships, it's ruined communication, it's ruined all kinds of shit, right? So, yeah. At the end of the day, and I'm not gonna speak up for you, but you don't want that social media beef to be what it is. You would rather just have two men talk it out and finish this off this way, right?
Definitely.
Because I feel like in this world we've seen enough of that, and it leads to nowhere. And until you can have a clear indication of what it is that you want to get out, your truth versus that truth, so we can meet in the middle, then it ain't gonna be nothing but words going back and forth. So I can respect the fact that you want to take a different approach to this.
For sure. I mean, when is niggas gonna stop performing for everybody? You know what I mean? Niggas, all you doing, you sitting up there performing, you putting on a play. I don't get that shit. That has never been me. I can't fathom how the fuck a nigga can sit up there and just talk about shit that basically ain't even true all fucking day. I don't get that. I really don't get that. I've never been that type of nigga. I cannot fathom that shit.
Wow. And I wanna tell you that at the end of all days, you know, I have my differences with him. You have your differences with him. At the end of the day, as a fan of music, I respect the Looney brand and the music. You know, that's the Looney's music is always on rotation on my radio station because of that legacy and because of that respect. And it doesn't matter how I feel about Yuck or how I feel about you. The fact of the matter is that music is timeless and nobody can't replace your bars or your contributions or your videos when it comes to that, right?
Right. We love our music. Millions of people love our music. And I want to keep that legacy as that. But when you out here doing stuff like him, like putting some other cat up there and he doing my lyrics and stuff, that to me, especially towards the fans, that towards the fam, that's like, that messes up our legacy, man. It's like, what? Right. I don't think honestly, if it was me, okay, and I'm going to see somebody that I love to see, I listen to their music, and another cat get up there, it ain't the original. I'm mad at that, man. I don't want to see that. Yeah. I want to see the up there. You know what? That's just me, I guess. I mean, if
you're 100%.
Like that, you know, I mean, they y'all got, what's this? The 25th. They got this show coming up at the Paramount, and I mean, bro, they promoting my face on there. They promoting my video on there, and then But your boy didn't call me and say, "Hey, we got a show." Nah, none of that. And I ask myself, how people ask me like, bro, you gonna let that go down? It's in Oakland. It's in Oakland. I'm like, let something go down. Y'all asking me to go funk with this dude. I'm not. That's not what I'm about to do. I'm not about to put on those you cat. That dude, he know that he can talk to me, and I've been trying to talk to him. You know what I mean? I've been trying to holler at him and see what the fuck is going on, man. I mean, real men sit down and talk. You know what I mean? But that ain't happening. Niggas ain't answering my phone call, so whatever.
Yeah, it was weird because, you know, shout out to Sugar T. I know she was promoting and putting, you know what I'm saying, her, you know, and I saw the flyer and I was like, wait a minute. But then, you know, and then I was looking at some other stuff and I was like, wow, this is just kind of bananas just for the legacy though. Nothing else that's personal or runs deep when it comes to music or nothing like that. Again, Numskull don't sound bitter. I don't sound bitter. The world shouldn't be caught in between of what the legacy is. So, you know, that's where, and I know, you know, there's going to be like something legal that may pop off just based on that though. But I just saw it as odd with the culture of hip hop or just not just Bay music, but just that. Just kind of weird to me though. Just kind of weird. It just don't make any sense. And like a perfect example is En Vogue. When they shattered and broke apart, and you know, two of the women that was left off the group literally made the group, and that group was never the same because of that. And it's just the communication lines that goes in. I mean, you know, I brought that group up for the same reason that, to me, at the end of all days, if you got something iconic that will stand the test of time, and your kids and your kids' kids can be able to live off that legacy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear that.
Get to the table and figure it out. You know what I mean? I'm talking about not just financially, but, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. Like, to me, something's off with that. And it just seems like that's how a lot of people move in this culture of hip-hop, which brings me to the question I have. How do you feel about music nowadays, man? Because I feel like the 90s gave y'all an opportunity to really plant a seed that, you know what I'm saying, just kind of seems different nowadays. I mean, marketing seems different. Obviously, music is different. Like, how do you feel about the culture right now, man?
You know what? I think it's definitely going in the wrong place, and it's going to the wrong place, and it has been for a while. This is a plan. It's supposed to be this way. You know what I mean? All you hear on the radio is us talking about killing us, bitches, hoes, money. That's all you hear from us, and it keeps the next generations. It keeps them dumb as fuck. I mean, it's the plan to do that. I don't. What they get out of it is niggas doing the dumb shit that they hear on the radio, that they hear in these songs, end up going to prison, end up dead, which is how they've been wanting us for years. So it's a fucked up situation for us. I don't know how to get out of it. I don't have the answers. But if we don't recognize that this is a fucked up situation and it's against us, if we don't recognize that soon, we're going to be fucked, man, forever when it comes to this music, man, seriously, because I don't see nothing good coming out of it at all. And I can't blame, I can't blame the youth. I can't blame the people that's doing this music. You know why? Because you got to ask yourself, why are they doing this music? Let's go find the reason why this type of shit is being talked about. Mm-hmm. That's the hard part. And we know because it's been against us from the beginning. I mean, we have nothing to look forward to as a melanated human being. We just don't. Some of us make it. Some of us get a chance to get some money, but most of us don't. And that's the issue that has to be solved before we can even solve the music issue. Because I'm going to rap about what the fuck I see. And I know them cats are doing the same thing. Right.
No, you're right. Numskull is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and I had a conversation with Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, KRS-One, too, and they said something about, and it couldn't just take them back in the day, right? Just some of the people. They were saying that it could have been, not necessarily hip-hop police, but somebody that could have mentored these next generations of hip-hop heads, right? Just to be able to pass the baton, hold it down, shit like that, right? So would have helped? Do you think that could have helped? Or do you think it's just so far gone now that it's not, people are not going to listen to some of the past icons?
I mean, these youngsters nowadays, they motto is, we ain't listening. So I don't see none of them. I don't see none of them listening at all.
I feel it. I look at it this way. I think, a lot of people could say the same thing about, how music morphed into, the 80s from, the culture of what was when it was Run DMC to NWA to, the 90s and, Tupac and the Looniz and, different groups. But look at it this way, Num. I always see it like, I always look at it as a variety. Like, I always feel like, NWA was talking about the streets because it was a lot of shit going on in the streets if you lived in specific neighborhoods and shit like that, right?
Exactly.
X-Clan had their own way of making sure they, Black Power. Public Enemy, same deal. Like, you go through the list and there was categories for specific reasons that people put out what they put out. You know what I mean? And it was creative, but it also like was the message too.
Right. When X-Clan came out, a lot of people start going that way, wanting to know about their history, their black history, and shit like that. But that's what they didn't want. And the powers that be is they, of course. But that's what they didn't want. They didn't want black people to melanated people to be uplifted. They didn't want that, man. They want us out there killing each other. And this is what's going on right now. It's been a plan, and I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I don't have the answers, but I wish I could be in a room with these motherfuckers who are calling the shots, man, because you have fucked up an entire, a people. You fucked up an entire, this is crazy as fuck the way it works out. But it's bad. I wish I could be in a room with one of these motherfuckers. Seriously, man.
Let's keep it solid. Like, I feel like, your contributions to what the Looney's brand was, and even beyond that, you know what I mean? Like, y'all can tell the tale in y'all history and all that shit. Like, a seat at the table should be given to the people that put in the kind of work to do what they did, right? So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? It's different now. Like, the labels aren't what it once was. Like, I always hear stories, and you probably got stories as far as, when you were signed to a label, you only had this, or you can only do blah, blah, blah. Now it's different. It's more like, somebody said something numb where people was like, y'all in the cage, but the cage is wide open. Like, why do you want to cage yourself when the door is unlocked? You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people are kind of looking at it that way. I don't know if you agree or not, but that's what people are saying nowadays.
Well, when it comes to the industry, the music industry especially, if you want to be famous and you want to get to that point where you ain't got to worry about nothing for the rest of your life, which we luckily got it. We ran at a good time. But right now, if you want that, you know what you're doing. You're sucking dick, or they turning you into a faggot or something, or something is going on. But you ain't getting that money. You ain't getting famous without doing something. They gotta have you controlled. Period.
Yeah, and being successful or being like viral. What the deal is viral now. It wasn't like that when you and the Loonies, were out there, because, the internet wasn't popping like that, you know what I mean? It was barely what it was. Windows 95 was what it was, you know what I mean? So it's different now. So getting quote-unquote famous is different now, or being in the public eye is different. You got to go viral now. That's the word on the street now when it comes to that. But you're right, it is different. It is different in a sense.
And that's why you don't But that's why you don't have no artists no more. That's why you don't have longevity in the game anymore. Because you can get famous. You can get your 15 minutes of fame hella quick on the internet. Today, you can be working at Taco Bell. Tomorrow, you are the man on the internet because you went viral. But that makes it bad for the industry, because they're not. First of all, the artists aren't learning shit. You know what? Even when we came up, we didn't learn shit either. You know what I mean? We had to find out over time. We had to get fucked with contracts and all that shit, but we had to learn over time. Nowadays, there is no hope to learn nothing about the music industry at all. These cats are done, man. I'm telling you. Nobody's saving anything. Motherfuckers don't even know what publishing is. You know what I mean? It's fucked up right now. It really is. And I don't see it getting no better. I really don't. I want it to, but I don't see it getting no better.
With that being said, do you think hip-hop will survive another 25 years or 50 years?
I don't know, man. Do we have hip-hop right now? I mean, honestly, you gotta ask that question. I don't know what this is, man. Honestly, I don't know what this is. I have heard a lot of artists. You know, I listen to my kids' shit sometimes, and I listen to the shit they listen to, and I'm really glad that they listen to music. They love artists. You know what I mean? And there is some artists out there. There is some artists coming up, but if they can't blow up on the internet, then they really not gonna ever blow up, because the industry ain't looking for that shit. The industry want puppets. They want motherfuckers that's gonna do what they say, do the type of music that they think the people want. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's just what I see happening, man.
It's a crazy world that we live in. Numskull is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and I always look back, man. I feel like you would be a good judge of character, I guess, when it comes to the culture. So, some of these are always things that I think about or talk about to the people out there, because, we're relatively the same age, man, and we ran literally in the same, in different paths, in Oakland and different things like that and shit like that, man. So one thing I want to ask you, and I'm going to put a positive spin on this, like some of the best moments that you had as as a caretaker of the Looney's brand, like, is it more concerts or more being in the studio with some of the people? Like, share with the listeners and myself just a couple of highlights that you feel like, you know what, man, these are good times. I don't care how old I get, I'm gonna always remember this moment or that moment.
You know what? Me being out there and just doing, being able to tour the world, that was the best to me. But the thing about touring was, I've never been the type of person that when people come to see me, I don't sign autographs. I think I'm bad or nothing like that. Or I think I'm bigger than them. I've never been that person. I was always there. You can ask anybody. Me and Shah G, we used to do this all the time. When after the show, man, we going out to people's houses, and you know what I mean. We about to go kick it. We don't ride in limos and all that shit, man. We used to go rent a car or something and drive around the city. Go hang with the people. That's what me and Shock used to do all the time. That's what I remember. That's what I'm gonna always remember. Those are the days that I love, when I was just kicking it with the people who wanted to hear our music. That's what it was for me.
Man, I think when you attach, you know what I'm saying, some dope ass videos and some good ass music, and you know what I'm saying, just Operation Stackola to me is always gonna be one of the most diverse and creative albums of any generation, just based on the fact that it was just so pure. Like, everything about it was just authentic. It felt like it was a lot of fun. It seemed like it was just a good chemistry blend when it comes to just something for the people, but also, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, on some party and hang out type of shit, just, you know what I'm saying, memories, you feel me? So it's a lot that was attached to just a lot of different things when it comes to that. And, you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm always remember, you know what I'm saying, your contributions, obviously, you know, to everything when it comes to that. So, with everything that we just said now, man, I mean, you got any drive, any aspirations to do anything musically?
Yeah, I'm actually building a studio in my house right now. So I'm getting back into it. You know what I mean? I've been shooting videos for one of an artist that I've been working with named Tompe. He was just one day, boy came up to me. He was like, man, I mean, I've been knowing him for a while, but he was like, bro, you know how to shoot videos? I'm like, no, not really, but you know, I can check it out. So iPhone, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I go up against anybody with my iPhone and they camera. I don't give a fuck if you got a red or none of that. This iPhone camera is ridiculous. So I got some things. If you just look up Tompe on the internet, you'll see all this video. Any video you see up there is a video that I shot with my iPhone. Incredible videos, man. So that's what I've been doing, really. Having fun with
Ain't it different than just back in the 90s where you had to have, like, you know what I'm saying, you had not just to be in the studio or whatever, but it's just it's easy to make a damn movie now or video or something like that or whatever compared to how it was back in the 90s, right? Crazy.
Yep, definitely.
It's crazy. Numskull is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and you can follow him at nummy.num on Instagram. And look, man, hey, do you have, like, you know, you say you're working with artists. Are you trying to just do up a record label or do something where, you know what I'm saying, it's just kind of like your thing and you helping out other artists and shit? And if that's the case, what are some things that you could be able to tell an up-and-coming artist, like somebody who really wants to be in the game and not just trying to party and bullshit their way into some kind of success?
I mean, have your fun, man. Seriously, have your fun in this. Especially if you want to do music, have fun with it. Because if you're trying to make a hit or something, So just have your fun, man. Because if you try to go out and make a hit, to me, in my experience, it don't work. But when we got in there, when we get in the studio and we just have fun with it, then we made good music. Oh shit! Okay,
I got you.
But yeah, that's basically what I can tell them. You know what I mean? And no, I don't. I do fuck with artists. You know what I mean? I got some artists that I work with, but I'm not looking for that. I don't want to be in that part of it. You know what I mean? I will help anybody though. You know what I mean? If I think you just need a couple of dollars to help you do this or do that, I got you. No problem. That's how I wish somebody would have done it for us. You know what I mean?
No doubt. I mean, there's a lot that you have to go through in order for you to get something or make something happen when it comes to success. I know there's always the journey and the struggles that come with it and shit, but goddamn, sometimes, you know, I always believe in each one, teach one. So that's why I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with the culture of hip-hop, because to me, it was just a lot of people who passed the baton to the next. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying, Latifah, Light passed it on to Yo-Yo and Lady Raves and this, that, and the other. It just seemed like somewhere in between the 90s and the early 2000s, it just kind of started to just be selfish. You know what I mean? It's just different.
Yeah.
It's different. So, You know, I think overall, if, you know what I'm saying, we keep having dialogue like that and just trying to change the narrative on how drama and bullshit and just, you know what I'm saying, uneducated people when it comes to their business be dialed in, like maybe things could be able to you know what I'm saying, just be different. That's really all I'm asking right now. Like, and I know it's a lot, but goddamn, gotta be easier than this.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I totally agree. I think that I don't, like I said earlier, I don't know how to solve this issue. I don't know how to solve the problems that the music industry has. But I think if we all just, you know what? I can't even speak on it, bro. It's so fucked up. I can't even speak on it. I don't know what to say to help this music industry. I don't know what to do to help this music industry. I wish I did know, but I just don't. And you know what? It bothers me too, man, because I'm sitting at my house right now. I'm sitting on the balcony. I'm overlooking the city, and I'm like, how did I get here, man? How did I get to this place where I'm able to be comfortable?
Right.
And it was luck. It was luck, man. It was okay. Yes, the talent helped, but we had to be in a certain place at a certain time. You know what I mean? For everything to come together. Do we still have those type of opportunities today when we still in these streets? Nothing has changed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do they have the same type of opportunities that we did? Are they gonna have the same luck that we did? I don't know, because it seemed like they dumb as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, man. And I want to help. I don't know, man. I'm just talking. You know what I mean? I just want to help and make this shit. I want to see it. I want to see this shit be better. That's all.
But I'm with you, because it's a culture that we grew up on, man. Like, I mean, I grew up listening to you. Like, literally, like, I grew up, and you grew up listening to, you know what I'm saying, the people before you, the NWAs, the Kool Moe D's, LLs, Run DMCs, all that shit, right? So that motivates us to get to a point in time of our lives, you know what I mean? You know how rugged shit can be, living in a town or even wherever your town is out there, people, but think about it. Music was always an extension to motivation, too. You know what I mean? Like, listening to, you know, certain things that the Looney put out, or Tupac, or E40, or whatever, like, you know, that was always a driving source to how shit be and how things could be if you knock out X, Y, and Z, right? But it's different now.
See, that's different. Music puts you in a mood. You know, you hear something in a song, and that's what puts you in a certain mood, or, you know, like that. And that's what I'm saying about the music that they got on the radio right now.
Right.
That shit puts our kids in a certain mood, and the mood is bitches, hoes, killing your own people. That is the mood that they putting our children into. And it's like, how do
drugs,
we get away
Molly,
from that?
Percocet, etc., etc.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's there,
right?
Full display.
And even though my kids don't do that shit, so what? All they friends do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's bad. That's bad.
Yep. Narrative's got to change. Numskull's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. And look, man, in closing, I want to, again, you know what I'm saying, give you your flowers, bro. I mean, you don't have to be lying somewhere or locked up somewhere or whatever the case may be for somebody to say, hey, you know what, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I got memories attached to a brief moment that I met you sneaking backstage in '94 Summer Jam when K-Miel was popping, you know what I'm saying, Mountain View, all that shit. That's a memory I'll never forget, but also the memories of just everything that was laced up by the Looney legacy, right? So I gotta tell you, thank you, man. Not just for the music and the contributions, but you know what I'm saying, I know there was a lot of sacrifice that you had to go through. I know Yug had to go through the shit just in general for y'all to be able to get the shit out that y'all did that gave us timeless classics. So giving flowers, man. Appreciate you.
One love, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, for sure. And look, at the end of the day, because one thing I do not like is drama unfolding on social media. That's the pet peeve. Like, I swear, it makes me not even like my family, bro. Like, that's the sad thing about it.
I hear you. When I see anybody online beefing, man, I turn that shit off. It's like, I don't want that shit around me. I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to look at it. None of that. That's a negative energy right there, and I don't need it around me.
Exactly. So listen, man, keep staying positive. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know what I'm saying, keep this passion that you have for the culture. And even though it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's not in the greatest of shapes right now, but again, you are a huge part of a legacy that should not ever die. And you know what I'm saying, I just can't thank you enough, man. And with that being said, if you could go ahead and shut it down and give shout outs and stuff like that, that'll be you, bro.
Hey, man, one love. I appreciate it, bro. Listen, to my melanated people, man, we are stronger than you think. Look at yourself, man. Look at yourself. Find out who you are seriously. I never thought I would be talking like this. When I was back in the day, I was one of them young wildcats. But I'm telling you, all that shit ends. All of it ends. And when you come to the realization that you are grown up, it's going to change your life, man, and you're going to think about other shit. So why not start early? You feel me?
Got you. And in closing, can you